I never had romantic stories of picking vegetables in the garden and baking with grandma, and that's why I want to cook.
What do you think you've learned from your dad about cooking so far at your wise old age of 9?
He always told me to not burn myself.
Can we sign up to the geeky side if we want?
It
like
can
as a
be
special-
arranged.
I don't want a PlayStation. I want like a 2-hour lecture on
Yeah,
ingredients.
we can be geeky
Yeah.
about British carbonara.
Welcome again to Nourished by Spinneys, where we bring you conversations that inspire you to eat well and live well. I'm Tiffany Eslick.
And I'm Devina Devecha. We're continuing our conversations with leading players in the food community, from farmers to foodies, as well as health and well-being experts. And as promised, we have an update for you about our Signal Award wins.
Yes, we won our first gold, and that was in the Thought Leadership category, which takes our total Signal Awards to 6.
Yes, so we had 2 bronze awards in the first year, a silver and a listener's choice last year. And this year, along with the gold, we also won bronze in the arts, culture, and lifestyle category.
I can't wait to receive our new statuettes to add to the collection, but that'll be in a few weeks. But anyway, well done us.
Indeed. So, Tiff, what do we have lined up for this episode?
So this time we have our youngest guest in the studio,
Okay.
a 9-year-old called
Okay.
Dylan, who happens to be the son of Chef Tristin Farmer. So he joined his dad and we spoke about all things cooking and Maison Dali.
Nice. I actually haven't been to Maison Dali yet. I have popped in to have a quick look around to see what it looks like. But unfortunately, I still haven't been. How about you?
You need to make that
Okay,
booking. Yes,
okay.
I have been. I love
Okay.
it. It's really cozy. It's like a surrealist brasserie style place. Lots of lovely theatre, but not too much.
It's quite
And
dark, isn't it?
Quite
Inside?
dark.
Yeah.
And so it'll be good for this like Dubai winter weather.
Okay.
And Tristan's food is fantastic. You know, so many depths of flavor and layers and clever techniques, but it's not fussy, you know. And oh my gosh, the honey toast, which is like flambéed table side,
okay.
that is to die for. The
Okay.
Wagyu steak, absolutely beautiful. It like literally melts in your mouth. You know when people overuse that term, this one actually does what it says. And just, yeah, I mean, even his like Caesar salad is so much better than any Caesar salad.
Okay.
So yeah, go.
Okay, I will.
And I suppose the first thing that we always have to remember is food has to be delicious. Like it's got to taste good, got to import. If you're putting something on a plate, why are you doing it? So when we start with that, quite a lot of the things that we do tableside is because it enhances the dish itself. Obviously, when you eat with your eyes and it's very interactive for social media and all these sort of things is important, but it's part of the experience. But when we finish a sauce tableside, when we grate tableside, when you season or things like that, it means that the dish is at its like peak. And normally what happens when we make a dish, I'll always say once it's on the plate, it's not going to get better. It starts to get worse if you like it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So if we dress a salad tableside, the salad's still very crisp and it's seasoned perfectly. If you make the sauce, that last second seasoning is like really, really at its maximum. So it's that sort of balance. Sometimes it just sort of feels right to do. We sort of say that would be really cool to do for the guest or get them involved or get them to interact with it a little bit.
I loved all the flambeing. Yeah, that
It's-
always
it-
gets me.
It's very retro. It's very
Yeah,
old school, but it's
yeah.
kind of very fun to sort of do something very classical,
Yeah.
but really elevate it with small details.
Dylan, what was some of your favorite dishes? Because I believe you've tried the new menu.
Probably the steak, the
Mhm.
duck, and the bread.
Yeah, that fluffy bread. My gosh. I was battling to share it with the person I was having dinner with. I just wanted to eat it all.
And we had PlayStation in the private room.
Oh, wow. Did you choose that? No. Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I have to give credit to Tom
Yeah.
and the team, so the front of house team. They're actually very good at making like extra special experiences for VIPs, for regulars, for friends to the house. So Dylan's obviously a big VIP. The very first time we came, we did a treasure hunt with Fortnite. Game on
Okay.
Xbox.
Yes.
So we had to find tokens in the restaurant and they made little cards for us and things. So this time, they don't tell me what's happening. They just said,
Yeah.
can you arrive at the restaurant early? And I said, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And they said, come at 5:30 and the table was booked for 8. I was like, what can we possibly be doing?
Yeah.
So we get into the restaurant and they say, oh, we want to show you something in the back. And in the private dining room, they had set up, one of the guys brought their PlayStation in.
Yeah.
So we had the TV. Yeah. Daniel, that's right. Daniel set up the PlayStation. So we played PlayStation. We had Coke Zero and we had some Japanese milk bread.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we played PlayStation for 2 hours before dinner.
And will you do that for like other guests? Like, so
Yeah.
if they've got kids and they want to do,
There's no one set thing that we do. It could be something, somebody's got a favorite sports team.
Yeah.
Or it's even small things about, guests mention, we're traveling here, or we want to visit other restaurants, we get them recommendations. It can be little touches, it can be a lot. I know we had someone came in and they was thinking about their favorite sweets. So we did a dessert based on their favorite sweets.
Yeah.
And got packets of sweets for them and things like that. So it's just like little special touches, and these are things money can't buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not about being crazy expensive or anything. It's like these little thoughtful things that we do very ad hoc.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you don't really hear about stuff like that.
If you know Daniel, it could be a really good story.
Right.
Yeah, Daniel seems to be the guy, right?
And this is his fault that I got this.
Really?
It
Okay.
inspired us with American football.
And I believe you've been cooking this week, or you've been visiting your dad. So you cooked for the team?
We could get homemade garlic bread and chicken carbonara. It was my mum's recipe because we always have it in the house.
We said we wanted to cook for the team and say thank you.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because I'm sure a lot of people know that British carbonara is not really sort of traditional, and our pastry chef's Italian.
Yeah.
So we love to antagonize Martina. And we put double cream in the sauce.
Okay.
And we had some veal pancetta.
Yeah.
And then we sort of put,
Pasta, huh?
that's right, Dylan wanted to crack the pasta. It was very anti-Italian.
Yes.
So I know it was very fun. So the team loved it. It was very delicious.
Yeah.
But very unauthentic at the same time.
But I mean, who cares?
Exactly.
If you could make one dish to put on the menu, what would you do for Maison Dali?
Steak pie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite a good idea, because that's also like a classic dish. It's a classic brasserie dish, steak pie.
Yeah.
We use Wagyu. Maybe some Wagyu, maybe some grilled onions or some smoked onions, a little bit of miso in the pie.
What do you think you've learned from your dad about cooking so far at your wise old age of 9?
Well, he always told me to not burn myself.
Not burn yourself. Okay, that's really important.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun cooking, and I have a lot of trust, but also at the same time, sometimes I'm a little bit like, I just let them go free. So like, please, that's hot. Don't burn yourself is a little bit,
Yeah, absolutely.
I get a little bit nervous sometimes.
I think it's for everyone. Don't burn yourself. What do you think you've learned from Dylan, Tristin?
The funny thing is, I was thinking about it, that actually a lot, but what I remember a lot when I'm cooking with Dylan is actually it reminds me of when I first experienced food. I never had romantic stories of picking vegetables in the garden and baking with grandma, and that's why I want to cook. But I just always, I loved eating food. I loved exploring things. So when I got to help in the kitchen, whether it was something simple, that joy and that sort of exploring and excitement, it sort of reminds me of that. And I also feel quite jealous of the younger generation now, because the access to information and what you can try and what you can see now is mind-blowing. And growing up, if I even knew what ramen was or uni or anything like that, I had no idea.
Or potatoes bravas.
Or patatas bravas, right? And to be able to travel, and Dylan and I travel to different places and go to football games, but we'll always then go to restaurants and we'll do like a fine dining one, a casual one. So that exploring and like showing them what's a traditional dish and
Like
things.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And then Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And I went to PSG with my mum.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
And met Mbappe at the Clare Tunnel
Yeah,
before
man.
the game.
So it's that sort of like innocence at exploring. It is quite fun, and it always reminds me of when I wanted to cook, and from probably around Dylan's age, I wanted to always be a chef.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you remember knowing that?
I had a family friend who was a chef, and all I remember was he had a big tall white hat and a white apron.
Okay.
So at that age, I was just like, I want to be a chef. That's it. And I like food, and I'm going to be a chef.
Yeah.
Even though I was going through adolescence and starting at high school, it wasn't cool for a little while, but from a very early age, I always wanted to cook. And before I left high school, I knew it was what I wanted to do. I don't know. It felt kind of the something exciting. And when I actually started working part-time, and washing up. And Mum said to me, if you've got a part-time job, you can keep all the cash. When you do the calculations when you're 13 years old, what you could then go buy new sneakers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I sort of fell in love with the adrenaline, the atmosphere, and the camaraderie. And I was around adults, and it was very, very exciting.
Yeah.
And it just became something that I just really loved. Yeah. So.
And does that same sort of adrenaline and camaraderie keep you in it today?
It actually does, because I love what I do. As I say, we're crazy to be chefs, but it is always exciting, and it's sort of almost like, not as good as being a footballer, but you get to cook your hobby.
Yeah.
So it's what I've loved doing, and being I get very inspired and excited and agitated when I'm in the kitchen and I'm like bouncing around doing things. If I have to sit in front of the computer, I'm like, I drop off and I don't feel that enthusiasm anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say I still love it probably more than I ever did. And it's very cool, but I always say to anyone, if you want to be a chef, you've really got to want to do it. I would never want to force someone into it, or you join for the wrong reasons. But if you love it, I don't think there's anything better.
Do you want to become a chef, or you want to become a famous footballer?
Obviously a footballer.
Obviously a footballer.
Good call.
Okay. Yeah.
Dad will retire early, and you can take care of me.
Yeah. I mean, you can always do cooking afterwards, or while you do it.
I think it's important to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
And that was the thing I always said for Dylan's. I never, if he wants to be a chef, go for it.
Yeah.
But it's never about that. It's more, I think it's a basic life skill that you need to be able to cook for yourself. And if I speak to someone that doesn't know how to cook, I struggle to understand, how's that possible? How do you survive? Perhaps in Dubai it's easier with all the delivery apps, but no, I think it's...
I know how to cook when I was 5.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're getting good now, yeah.
What was the first thing you cooked?
Banana bread.
Banana bread.
Wow.
With my mum.
That's right.
And then I always used to have for lunch at school banana bread.
Nice. I like banana bread. We have a dessert in the menu with banana bread.
No. So you get 2 bits of bread and then you squash the banana down with a fork. That's how you make the
That's a banana sandwich. That's not banana bread. Go on, don't tell the podcast that's how we make banana bread. Come on.
I told you we were going to get the truth out of her. But yeah, I mean, I'm astounded by how many friends I have who, but they can't even boil an egg, know, and you just think, come on, you're 40 years old.
Right.
Right.
I can't get my head around it. Yeah.
So you opened Maison Dali in April this year. You've already done a new menu.
Yeah.
Why did you think that it was the perfect time to open then? Why did you do this in Dubai? What was your thinking behind this?
I'll try and keep it brief, because there's a very long answer to this. But I lived in Dubai before. I was here for 3 years. And in 2018, I had an opportunity, and it was a career move to go to Singapore. And it was the best thing ever. Living in Dubai was incredible. And being in Singapore was amazing. I was obviously, Dylan and I don't live together, so being far away from him was a challenge. So I was finally looking to open my own restaurant. I always said that one day I will open my own restaurant. No one will ever give it to me, so you have to go work hard for it. And it just felt like the right time. We were doing a lot of research with my business partners, and we looked at opening a restaurant in Scotland, and unfortunately the economics just didn't make sense. And they said to me, how about Dubai? And I think I said yes within 30 seconds. As I say, I love the city so much. And the only reason I left was a career opportunity. And I suppose a career opportunity brought me back, but it just felt like the right time, and all the positive things that's happening in the city, in the region, and so many people coming here. The opportunities are endless. It was April more due to construction delays. It was perhaps supposed to be a little bit earlier. But there's no perfect time to open. And it was a sort of year in the planning, finding the location, looking at the concept, and sort of building up from there, and menu development and things like that. And here we are. Yeah.
And I love, when I walked in, and the decor was so welcoming and cozy and comforting. You do feel like you're in a sort of, surrealist brasserie that you're going to have a creative meal and a fantastic experience. And as I said, I love the theatre. What has the response been like? What are people saying that they like the most off the menu?
Hard to say perhaps one dish, but I think the number one thing we started with was, we wanted to be in the restaurant every day. And that was something for it to be a homegrown concept that I live, work and cook here was quite important. But for all our business partners and all the stakeholders, we're all heavily involved in the business every day. To then sort of really set it apart was, the food and the service got to be great. And the great thing is when we see people coming back to the restaurant, and we really want to focus on those little special touches, whether it's PlayStation, whether it's little sweets, but like really taking care of people. And that's there's a little bit of I suppose, escapism when you come to the restaurant. The idea was to not do a tasting menu restaurant. My background is fine dining and set menus. And they still have a place. That is my favorite thing to do. But to create that sort of like almost like that neighborhood brasserie feel, where you want to go back and have your favorite dish, whether that's a salad, whether it's a flambe, whether it's a bowl of pasta, and really see people sort of follow that and come back and have dishes and interact with the team. And that's, I suppose, been the biggest thing that we've seen.
That Caesar salad is delicious.
Right?
Yeah.
Very fun. Big, classical, small details and delicious.
Yeah. And I love that it's tossed table side. And I mean, you could literally eat the whole bowl for one person, if you like Caesar salad. So,
And we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to do things and really hit the details right.
Yeah.
Little bit of interaction. And as long as you remember why you're doing it, it's got to taste good.
Yeah.
And as I say, when we serve it and people give great feedback, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Something I remember when we were having dinner there, you said that you do a lot with your suppliers.
Yep.
So you had just been in Japan, I think, or you are going
I'm going next week,
let's talk about that a bit, like this kind of direct relationship and why it's important to you.
Yeah, 100%. And we're very lucky in Dubai that we can have access to any ingredients that we want. But the hard thing is you miss that connection with suppliers. You miss the true nature of cooking, and that sort of picking vegetables, like harvesting things, whether it's catching fish. So it's very important to still connect with suppliers and understand there is seasons, and why ingredients are so special at certain times of the year. So we work a lot with the suppliers. We want to have specials in the menu. So we've started doing special boards where actually we're writing specials on the mirrors on the wall.
Okay.
But literally we're just putting, chef says there's hamaguri clams, or there's white truffle in season right now. So it's got the classics on the menu, and we'll have regular changing specials, and then those are based on the seasons.
Okay.
You have to know what the seasons are. You have to know where things come from, and to talk about, whether it's Scottish strawberries, and we did an event with Spinneys in the summer, and why are strawberries so special in Scotland in the summertime? They are the best in the world.
I think we all agree.
Yeah, I hope so. So it's that kind of thing with being in contact with them, learning more. You can never stop learning. Of course, you can find on social media these days, but you can replace that real experience when you go meet the supplier. And when we go to Japan, we're going to a Wagyu farm. We're going to an uni fishery. We're going to Toyosu Market, the big market in Tokyo. We're going down the south to Miyazaki, to the mango farms, the sweet potato, and to learn more. And when you're passionate about a product, I suppose you want to sell it more. And the exciting thing for Japan is that focus and that dedication to one ingredient. And they really put all their heart and their soul into the product.
Yeah.
And it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
And whatever part of the world, whatever farmer, whatever fisherman, whatever it is, if when they really, really take care of that product, harvest it at the best time when it's at its peak, it makes a huge difference. So ingredients really matter.
Bring me back some uni.
And bring you back some uni, right? Deal.
I think that's the first time I've heard a 9-year-old say that.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's the food.
I had a uni ceviche in Peru 2 weeks ago at Lamar, which was incredible. So maybe you should try making that.
Yeah, I'm very jealous of your South America trip.
It was incredible.
Maybe we could do a Spinneys podcast in South America.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we do need to take this on the road. Yeah,
that's where Paddington lives.
Yes, yeah, I saw Paddington on a bench, like a statue of Paddington.
Really?
Yeah. So
living under a rock. Is he?
Yeah, Paddington came from Peru.
Oh,
I think you need to rewatch Paddington. I think he came from Peru. He visited Peru or something.
Then he was in London.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't he always trying to get back to Peru?
Because I remember that there was an earthquake, and then they went on a boat and then he waited at the train station.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Tiffany Farmer.
Oh wow, the
So
things
they
that we
did-
learned.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think
And then
we
there was
yeah.
a new movie called Paddington in Peru.
Ah, okay, cool.
To
Yeah.
find his Aunt Lucy.
Nice.
I think we all need to go and watch Paddington
Think
this
so.
weekend, jog our memories. But yeah, and you know, there's a lot of Japanese ingredients
Yep.
in your menu, and obviously mixed with like Mediterranean influences.
Mhm.
But where does that love for Japanese ingredients stem from? Like,
Living in Singapore for 6 years, and the access to the ingredients. There's a lot of Japanese supermarkets, Japanese restaurants, and the more and more I ate in the restaurants, I just had developed a big love for it. But it was actually during COVID
Mhm.
that it really hit home for me, because when we all had different lockdowns and things like that, in the restaurant we were doing takeaway, and I said to the team, let's make some yakitori. And you think, and it's, I'm sorry for all my Japanese friends that, it's just chicken on the skewer. It's really not. And it looks so simple. It tastes incredible, but it's just one ingredient on a skewer. When you try to replicate it, it's very, very difficult. And that really, really piqued my interest. So I started to research a lot, and the access to the information there. And I noticed that every time I dine in a Japanese restaurant, and you've got that interaction with the chef on the counter, I'd ask a question and they'd be very receptive and sort of show you little ingredients. And it started off learning about like black vinegars, different ingredients, things like, for me, it was almost life-changing, was trying Hana Sancho, so like the fresh Sancho buds.
okay, yeah.
Before the full peppercorns bloom. So learning those ingredients and things like that, it sort of spiraled from there. Like I said, that dedication to one thing where you're a tempura master, but it takes 20, 30 years to achieve, was what really inspired me in that sort of wabi-sabi and that sort of simplicity and art in the imperfection, was why I love it. And it just sort of makes sense.
Yeah. And you're doing so much experimentation in your kitchen as well.
Yeah.
Growing things and trying different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We do kojis and even things like the Japanese milk bread. It's a very classic thing, but we spent a long time sort of developing the recipe and making our own koji and making amazaki and things like that in-house. So we do a lot of research, and I read a lot of books on it, and then we actually then try it in practice. We actually just been working on a waffle recipe.
Yeah.
And when I was working with one of the sous chefs, we made 9 different recipes.
Wow. Okay.
So you've got to make it 9 different times, and each time we made it, we changed one ingredient.
Yeah.
Whether we added baking soda or we removed it. We added egg to some, we added whipped egg white to others, we put sourdough, we put yeast, we put baking powder. And you have that control measure of just one ingredient changes, and the difference between the 9 waffles was like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It took 5-6 hours just to make them. But the things that we learned from it was incredible. And cooking is a science.
Yeah.
You can either, understand it and learn more about it, or you can just follow the recipe where the recipe says add 10 eggs.
Yeah.
That's because it works because the recipe says it does. Or you can choose to understand what is the egg to. And that's the really interesting thing for me. And obviously when you're in the restaurant, you're not going to get a lecture on food from me, but that's the geeky side of us, where we like to really dive into it more.
Can we sign up to the geeky side if we want?
It
like
can
as a
be
special,
arranged.
I don't want a PlayStation. I want like a 2-hour lecture on ingredients.
Yeah, we can be geeky about British carbonara, but no, it's something I love to share. I can talk about food all day long and different things, whether it's flavors, whether it's ingredients, whether it's nostalgia, whether it's the science behind things, whether it's understanding that, how much salt you need to put into a recipe. And we base it all on percentages. And again, it comes back to the understanding, if you put 1.5% salt in a recipe, it's seasoned very, very consistently. It's almost the perfect amount depending on what you make. You can put no more than 10% sugar in an ice cream and it's sweet enough. And that comes down to like the crystallization, and when it forms the ice crystals, too much sugar, it won't sit. Not enough sugar, it goes icy. So it's little things like that, and it can go so much deeper.
That's fascinating, actually. Yeah, the whole percentage thing,
It is, and actually, it takes a while to get your head around it. But once you start to understand it, I can't think about recipes in any other way.
Okay, yeah.
If you take a classic ice cream and you say there's 500 grams of cream, and 500 grams of milk, if there's 10 eggs, what does that mean? But if you tell me there's 25% egg, I'd tell you it's too much.
Yeah.
And from our sort of trials and past experience of working with it, like 18% egg yolk is just enough. So when you look at it in that format, you can write recipes without trying them.
Okay, yeah.
And you can have an understanding, okay, I want to make an ice cream, I want to make, whether it's a non-alcoholic juice, whether it's a sauce, whether it's a salad dressing, anything like that. You look at ratios for emulsification, different things where it's seasoning, and you sort of have that visual of how the recipe is going to work.
Yeah.
And then when we make it, that's when you start the experimentation. You take one ingredient and you increase the percentage. And you look at them both side by side and you say one was 20%, one was 30%.
Yeah.
What happened and what do you like? And a lot of it's then based on whether it's experience, but it's then down to taste.
Yeah.
I like the taste of this one. Why do I like the taste? Well, actually, we stick with the ice cream. It's more creamy. It's got a great mouthfeel to it. The sugar's doing something. The egg, is it more cream, less cream? It's all these types of things. If something splits, you come down to it's got too much fat inside. So you look at what's the fat content of each thing. And that's, I suppose it's years of practice and restaurants that I've worked in the past. We've had different restaurants in different countries. So then when you take even something as simple as milk, when it has a different fat content inside, it has a big difference on the recipe. So you can't just send a recipe to Peru and expect it to work.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that comes down to the ingredients themselves. So it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And as I say, many more things.
Yeah.
But it's a very fun way to cook.
No, absolutely. It must open, once you understand the science and the reason behind things, it actually lets you be more creative,
It really does. And sometimes when I think back to school, and I was never a great student, but when I always thought about, I don't need maths and English, the amount of spelling I have to do for menus, the amount of costings that I have to do, and I need my maths, but even science.
Yeah.
It is, I don't claim to be a scientist by any means.
Yeah.
But having that understanding when it comes to food is very fascinating.
Absolutely.
And where are you from?
Where am I from? Guess.
Peru.
No, other way.
China.
No.
This is a fun game.
Kangaroos.
Kangaroo.
No.
No.
He's got it
Oh,
wrong.
no. Wait.
So still Southern Hemisphere, bottom of the world.
Oh, no, I'm totally off.
Oh,
I'm so
goodness.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Cut. Take two.
South Africa.
Yes, I am from
With
South
the
Africa.
vuvuzelas for the World Cup.
And we just, I believe, made it into the next World Cup. I read something on social
Really?
media.
Oh, congratulations.
Which is amazing for
I
our team.
hope Scotland will.
Scotland's are doing the World Cup.
Not yet.
Yeah.
South Africa is definitely worth visiting on a food trip with your dad sometime.
Do you like elephants?
I do like elephants. Baby elephants are my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like frogs.
Frogs? Why?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
They're nice and soft.
And they're soft.
They're cute.
Nice.
Guess where I'm from?
Well, I know you're from Scotland. Yes.
Yeah.
And you told me, but I can't remember the name of the town. But you are just across the bridge from Edinburgh.
See, Tiffany was listening.
Yeah, I love Scotland. Do you prefer Scotland to Dubai? Yeah. I just like all the different seasons there and the beautiful produce and the nature.
But the only thing I don't like is there's no snow anymore at Christmas.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah.
There's no snow here either. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Do you know that because I'm from South Africa, we never had cold Christmases because it's summer over December. So I went to school in Switzerland for a year, and that was the first year I experienced like a proper Christmas with snow and all the warm Christmas food, because we have like a barbecue on Christmas Day, and once I had a palm tree as a Christmas tree. So, I mean, we also did have real Christmas trees, but it's weird when you get to experience like the proper what Christmas should be like when you read about it,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What are your favorite Christmas meals? Because we're coming up to festive season. So, like, what
would you like to have?
What are we making? What will you be
Cookies
eating?
and milk.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my favourite.
Yeah.
Santa's favourite as well, right?
What type of cookie?
M&M.
Oh, nice.
White chocolate.
Okay.
That's what I made for Santa last year.
Oh, okay.
And then I gave him some carrots for the reindeer.
Yeah.
Some eggnog, and milk.
And you guys been fishing
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you're getting involved in that sort of thing.
No, that's not cool.
Not cool.
Yeah.
What
It wasn't super successful. We got a bit seasick.
Okay.
But we did catch a fish. And we made fish fingers last night, didn't we?
Ricky.
From the fish you caught?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we caught a fish.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Ricky.
Yeah. Ricky was the fish, that's right. So we did catch one fish.
Okay.
And we had to we stopped early because we didn't feel very well, and that was Dad included.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of fun, and Dylan requested I want to go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And we went off from Jumeirah Harbour, but you can go out. We went out past the World Islands.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. Dylan loves to fish. He actually fishes at home quite a lot.
Oh, nice.
And it's not something I do very often. So every time we hang out, we like to go fishing together.
I know you've just done a new menu.
Yeah.
But how do you see the sort of the next 6 months to a year going for Maison Dali?
More of the same in many ways, where we're actually always wanting to evolve the menus. The main menu is probably going to be like 60-70%. Doesn't change so much, but there's always constant seasonal changes. It sounds very cliche, but it's true. Is you're only as good as your last service. So really being in the restaurant every day, focus, cooking, and we have a couple of different things we want to launch within the restaurant. So we've been doing menu development for that now. I won't say too much yet.
Yeah.
But a couple of special things we want to do, and then let's see what happens next year.
Yeah.
And is the salmon still on the special menu for VIPs?
We did the special menu for you, yeah. Dylan, when Dylan and I were sort of chatting on the phone, and I was sitting having an R&D meeting, he likes to create dishes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a salmon with green sauce dish. We did it as a special.
Oh, nice.
Have we done the pistachio ice cream?
The pistachio ice cream, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
The crepes?
Yeah.
I suppose that's a good answer, isn't it? What's happening next in Maison Dali? More R&D from Dylan.
Yes. I look forward to it. Probably some football-inspired dishes. But no, this sounds cool. And it's nice that you can be involved in that kind of thing,
Yeah. Very cool.
And then I have one last question, because our podcast is called Nourish. What nourishes your souls for both of you? And it can be anything in life.
Having a meal with family. Whether that's, wait, it's my turn first. I answer first. As I say, whether it's like making fish fingers with Dylan last night, whether it's we had dinner together in Maison Dali. When I go back home, I love to cook at my parents'. And I always pull the barbecue out, even if it's in winter time, and we eat inside, but cooking. So I think spending time with family, but sharing a meal with them, for me, nourishes my soul.
What about you?
Are we going to football? Would it be cooking? Would it be spending time with family? Is it going to events? What do you like to do?
Stealing little Timmy's brain nuts on Roblox.
No. playing video games. You like to play video games. That nourishes your soul. That's a typical 9-year-old answer, I suppose.
Yeah. And I mean, in your dad's restaurant, in a private room, pretty cool. It's if you get to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Fernando Alonso in the wall.
Yeah.
And maybe hanging out with your new South African friend, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not yet. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and giving up some of your precious time from this week.
Give me a dab.
Nice one.
Yeah.